live? Are we there yet? Have we made it? Hey, I think we're on the internet. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Golden Feathers of Tiantang here on the Vibe Tribe. Hope everybody had a wonderful last week. We have our cast here this evening, and we're going to have a lovely time. The crew has made it to Crossroads, and we're going to kick things off by getting everybody introduced, and we'll do a quick recap and get right into things so that we can have some fun tonight, right, guys? We're going to have fun. That's what it is, right? We're going to start with none other than our wonderful Ty boy. Ty, take it away.
Hello, everyone. This is Ty, or this is Damon, aka Damien, DMA Gamer 79 on most sites. Or you can find me in another game with the Vibe Tribe. Oh God, Gaia Chronicles. Wow, caught me off guard because I thought
you'll get there. It's okay. It's totally fine. You'll be. It's all good.
I seriously thought I was going last. Whatever. Anyway,
it's fine.
In this game, I am playing Tayo Doragon. He is your wood elf cleric of the light domain.
Awesome. Thank you so much for the beautiful introduction. We're going to go with the cat holding bull.
Hi, I'm Bull.
That wasn't funny at all.
No, it was. This is Zavala. He has decided that my boom arm is his new favorite scratching post. So I am trying to contain him away from it. He'll be joining us. I don't know what as. We'll see. I don't know. We'll write him in. I am the mountain dwarf confusing one. I'm little. I'm angry. I've got a hammer. That's kind of my vibe. So
little and angry, that sounds like a story. Rig.
Hello, I'm Brave or Rig and Rax. I will be your not so cleric kobold, and an agent of lawful chaos, as we learn.
We sure do love a shiny axe.
Mm-hmm. There's a method to my madness.
There's always a method to all the madness. Up next for the lovely one who's looking off to the side there, we're going to go with our Owlin Rogue, Amador. Unless he needs a moment, I can skip him.
No, I'm here. Hi, I'm
Hi,
present.
hello.
Hi, hello.
Present. Nice to meet you.
I thought I was Amador. Hi, I'm Amador. I don't do much around here. I like playing the Dungeons and Dragons, and I tonight I am playing our lovely little Alan Rogue, Reese Inkfoot. Yes.
Amazing. Thank you. All right. And the ever so lovely Miss Jess, how are you doing this evening?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you doing?
Doing well.
I'm Jess. I'm playing Prezira, the half drow elf wildfire druid. You can find me on Instagram and TikTok under Thrift Store Horror 22. I mostly talk about tarantulas and other random stuff. My new tarantula will not be joining us tonight because I'm smart enough not to touch him. So
we like people who are smart enough not to touch their tarantulas. As we'll have to talk about that offline because I'm afraid of spiders, so you're going to have to help me with that. Next and last, but certainly not least, our lovely Starboy. Go forth.
You flatter me. I am Dakota Orshiro. I'm playing Noct, a thing that is a wizard. Yeah, that's what I'm here for. You can also find me over on Unveiled, where I DM, and this dork right here is a player.
Yeah, you should come watch because it's amazing. So much fun. I love it very much. All right, well, that is our cast, and I am DM Needs More Dragons, or actually Leva Fed and Dragons now because I had to go and change things. You can find me on the Clock app, is that tag thing down below there. If you really want to come see my stuff, don't have to, but if you want to, it's there. And I am the Dungeon Master for these crazy folks. And we're going to go ahead and get into our game tonight because it's been a crazy week, and I've done so much prep work, and it all went out the window when I was thinking about things. So we're just going to kick this off and just see what HE double hockey sticks happens.
Can I ask for a recap?
I will give you a short recap. All right. So when we picked up on the last episode, our folks were kind of into the ending portion of their Night's Watch on their way to Crossroads. Crossroads is the third largest city in the kingdom, not to be confused with the first or the second, but the third. And they were headed there to potentially find some leads on what could have happened to Key, potentially find some leads on what this big bad could possibly be, other answers to different questions that they may have about their own backstories and their lineages and different things. Who knows what the hell they're going to do in the city tonight, but they have arrived in Crossroads. On our way to Crossroads, we encountered a very interesting kind of situation, is what I'll call it. Prazira has an old gem, a fractured gem, right? It's not whole. It's like a fragment from her past, and we don't know really anything past it. It's just something that she took from her home when she was back there a while back. They were sitting around when I believe was it Reese and Tayo, or who was it that saw the thing off in the distance? Who was it that okay, that was Grom. My apologies. They noticed something was watching the party from a distance. Got everybody woke up, saw that it was some kind of shadowy, almost ethereal kind of entity. Maybe it was an entity. They're not really sure. They got into a little scuffle with it, and it ended up poofing and disappearing. After they did so, Reese, who is very, very well read, but that's the word I'm going with these kinds of things, because they are used in what he used to be a part of, gathering information across vast distances and utilizing this particular type of magic that's known to this specific world. Think of it kind of like the scry spell, but only a little different. So he recanted that to the party, and then we had some interesting interactions with the gem. The gem decided it was not real happy with the cleric, not real happy with Prazira trying to get rid of the gem to someone else to hold it. Grom at one point took the gem, and it basically bamfed out of his hand and back into her hand. Basically, don't touch me, bitch, she's mine kind of scenario. We saw Ty casting some protection from evil and good to try to give her some solace and some respite from this whatever was inside. And when he grabbed his amulet, which is his casting focus, with your permission, I believe that's what we've decided on. You watched as the radiant energy went around Prazira, and as it did, a set of giant blue hands, creepy hands, come out of the gem and tried to like push away the radiant energy, and Ty's spell was just strong enough to smash it back into the gem. There was some back and forth after that. Prazira decided she wanted to leave the group, and after some talking and convincing and some tender moments between Ty and the cast, Prazira stayed. They ended up making it to Crossroads late the next afternoon. And when they came over the hill into the town or towards town, they could hear the trumpets blowing, kind of signaling that people are coming and going and different stuff. This city is a city of approximately 20,000 people. Very big. So you can only imagine what the other two cities are going to be like if this is the third largest city. The walls are around 30 foot tall, so extremely tall walls, 30, 40 feet roughly. They're made of a kind of a gray and sandstone mixed marbled looking stone. Grom did a check on that and realized that, oh my God, this is the fabled tiger stone that comes from one mountain range in the wilderness, and it is thought to be one of the most rare minerals on this particular planet, continent. We haven't quite gotten that far. But as they know the world, this is one of the most rare minerals there is. And to see it in this grand of scale it would be like if the walls were made of diamonds to us, essentially. Just a set of diamonds, maybe emerald, something like that. But very, 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 very valuable. They made their way in town. They got a glimpse of the square. They got a glimpse of the castle, which is made of the same stone, kind of set up on a little bit of a hill, kind of in the central north part of the city. And then, am I forgetting anything major in between that period? Did anything else? I feel like I'm missing something. I don't think that there was.
The main gate retracted into itself somehow, and none of us have any idea how that happened.
So, normal gates from medieval times or fantasy usually go just like straight up and down, right? They get pulled up and then they drop straight back down. This one, think of it like a garage door. It goes up and then leans back and gets pulled into some kind of like housing unit, right? Very strange, very different. The other thing that I made mention of with the wall is it's not like a thin wall. It's a very thick wall. Them thick walls. And they literally have trebuchets lined up pretty much all around the city on this wall. So it is a very, very, very large space up top. So one would surmise that at some point in the 7,000 years that this city has been here, something bad happened, or they thought something bad would happen. One would presume, but you don't really know what, you don't know how or why. You did a little discussion on the stonework and stuff that was in Key felt magical. And Grom brought up a good point that something here just feels extra. Again, you just got here. You don't know anything else. But anyways, that's... we ended with the crew coming past the central square, and you made it to a 3-story inn/tavern known as the Griffin's Take. The one thing about the Griffin's Take is think of it as a kind of a gray slate stone foundation. So like the first maybe 5 or 10 feet, and then think Bavarian style woodwork and kind of feeling other than that. Hustle and bustle. You're headed towards evening. Everybody's in the cart or standing next to the cart. You pull up in front of the Griffin's Take, and that is where we're going to begin our game for this evening. So if there's any points of order or anything that you need to get out of the way right now, let's go ahead and take care of those. If not, we're going to jump straight in.
What was Rig doing other than getting knocked off the card?
So yes, Rig was sitting in the back. Got Raxi all polished up, perfect, glinting in the sun, and then Grom got pissed about everybody calling his hammer Bubbles.
That's not. Oh, damn it.
Bubbles. So
You had to remind everyone.
He veered the cart, and everybody passed their deck save except for Rig, who was busy shining the axe. So him and the axe got tossed off into the dirt. Raxi got dirty again. So he jumped back on the cart with Raxi and was finishing up, cleaning Rax up whenever you got to town. So that's where you currently are. You're in the back of the cart, and the cart stops, and you're like finishing the last little piece.
Can I make a history check? Like specifically, can I make a history check?
Oh.
Knocked, one thing you would have, you weren't here, as it might pertain to your history check. I did fill everybody in on why the Tiger Stone is so fucking weird to be here in this quantity and used for this many things.
I don't know how much that would help my history check specifically.
That's
fair. Tony, I got a 23.
Okay, what is the history check for?
Did I ever read a book about this place? Do you remember that conversation?
I do. Give me just a second here. I would say yes, but it was more of a like less of like an intense historical undertaking and more of a hey, this is Crossroads, yada yada yada, blah 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 blah. There's these things and this things and those things here, and this
Okay.
is a kind of a brief history of the town, kind of like if you were to walk up to a placard outside like a crazy church or something like that, you could be like, oh, okay, this was 1912 and blah 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 blah.
Fair enough.
So nothing super in depth, but just kind of like a glazing. Okay, so that's that. You hear all kinds of ruckus coming from the inside of the Griffin's Take. Not like bad, but like you hear a what's to us would sound like an accordion and lots of heavy footsteps in rhythm.
So music
People-
and possibly dancing.
Possibly. Indeed.
So, I mean, this is the first. I'm assuming this is the first sort of.
You guys pull in to town. You have all of these things that have occurred. You've got all these questions about each other and yourselves and all this stuff. You're in a giant ass city with a plethora of potential leads and information, possibly. The world is your oyster. It's literally whatever you want to do from this moment. This is where you guys start to drive the story.
So
Where's the sun
as
at?
I see it, the things that I can recall, we have mentioned we need to learn include Frazira, you mentioned that the tea lady could be a shapeshifter. We wanted to find out more about that. I think it would behoove us to try and find out more about enemies of the Platinum Dragon. We have a gym with some scrying magic. I have a hammer that protects me, so lots of things to focus on. Also, I very much would like to find out more about this stone, but should we, before the evening, should we go ahead and secure a couple of rooms in the inn?
If the Griffin's Take is an inn, I think it's the closest place. We're right here. I mean, it would make sense. We can get some rooms and sit and make plans and go from there.
I'm curious to gauge how the town folk view outsiders. Because
Okay. Take a first roll of the night and give me a perception check to look around and see what kind of things you see. What
It's a
do you
group
see?
roll or just Priz?
Just group it. Yeah, hell yeah. Group roll this.
Put the shit out of it.
Let's see what kind of information you come up with.
23.
Everybody rolls a 1.
20.
Perception,
Sure.
25.
Ooh.
Damn, y'all some perceptive motherfuckers.
I had to look at it real fast because the cat immediately swatted the dice.
It's
I got
all
it.
good.
19.
I got a 10.
Yeah. Rig is still making sure Rax is perfect.
Can Rax roll perception?
I was going to ask that. Does he get
No.
2 rolls?
Can Bubbles also?
Oh, do you say that out loud?
I won't be responding to that.
No, I
We
don't.
didn't ask you. We asked Bubbles.
Oh,
I didn't say all that.
hammer.
So as you guys look around, being a city of this, this much population, there's all manner of people. There's dwarves, elves, halflings, humans, tieflings, Loxodon, like anything you can possibly think of, you're probably going to find somewhere here, most likely. Except you see no one that looks like your buddy Noct.
I mean, that's a given.
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
he's kind of the outlier.
Just
Who has
pointing it
put
out.
Who has put his hood up? and is
I'm just
now
pointing
trying
it
to
out.
hide in the cloak.
So to answer your question, Brazier, you don't stick out any more than anybody else currently, other than your cart is tied up by rope and things like that.
I meant more in terms of, are they fearful of outsiders? Are they welcoming to outsiders? What can we expect from the
Is there a
general
lot of
attitudes?
is there a lot of trade going on? Maybe.
Yeah. So like in Noct, I apologize you weren't here. You wouldn't have known this, but I did kind of do a brief overview of like what Crossroads is. Crossroads is the place that connects everything in the kingdom to everywhere else. So the major roads all come here, Crossroads, and all of the trade basically leaves here as well. So everything that funnels in from the wilderness and the other 2 or 3 or however many kingdoms on this continent all come from the south through the Alabaster Gate, or they come in from the sea from the Emerald Coast, or they come in from the capital. But everything flowing through goes through Crossroads. So there is trade. There is all manner of things going on here.
Nice.
So it's very robust. So that is what you see. And no one is like put off by you or like shy. Hell, you had probably 3 or 4 people as you were walking through the square going towards the Griffin's Take try to stop you to sell you stuff, bread, meats, flowers. Like it's a bonanza essentially in this square. Think Middle Eastern like
Bazaar.
Just
kind of
like a
place.
bazaar. Thank you. Yes, bazaar. Just crazy. Everywhere, people selling things, yelling things out, just
Very
your typical open air market kind of feel.
So
You said that the Griffin's Takes kind of stood out compared to the other buildings in the city.
It stands out because number one, it's larger than most of the other buildings in city. It's also, it does not look like the other buildings. Like I said, it is the best way to describe it was like, think of a Bavarian style home or business or something, that kind of architecture set amongst like Spanish terracotta, like two completely different things.
So it's very different.
It's just different.
Got it.
It hits different.
It hits different.
There we go.
It really does. It really does.
So shall we find rooms and unpack, as it were?
So we're not sleeping outside.
Not this time.
No,
We're in a
not
city
this time.
now. So the idea normally you sleep sometimes you sleep in a building or a home or a house. When you are traveling like this, you stay in inns or taverns that have rooms available.
I feel like we should find a desk for our friend.
Is that something you're going to be comfortable with?
Sounds fine to me.
Okay.
Perfect. So shall we go find a room? So let's go inside we'll go inside the slave. We'll take care of the cart and horses and put it somewhere and then go inside.
Okay. You guys square away your cart and your horses and you head inside. The door to this place is a kind of a rounded arch looking solid oak door with a giant brass ball doorknob. And as you turn it, you hear this loud clunk. You shove it open and immediately the scent of like ale and some kind of bread being made just smacks you in the face. And you hear cheering and you hear steins clanking together. And when you come inside and you look, it's floor to ceiling. It's 3 stories, right? So it is an open hall style room in front of you. It's probably, I don't know, 60 to 80 feet or so in length. On the right hand wall, there is a giant fireplace with a huge hearth and a giant, some kind of animal fur or something, kind of like a rug laid out in front of it. And the fire is rocking. Beyond that, there is a probably about a 15 by 15 or so stage. It's on a raised platform, probably about 5 feet or 4 or 5 feet above everything else. And there are 3 halflings up there. One is playing some kind of, to us, would be like an accordion. One of them is playing a lute. And the other one is playing like a Highland drum. And it is a very like polka, folky, just getting down kind of beat. And there are people dancing and cheering and just having a great time. There are bar maidens with stacks of steins just bringing ale to all the different tables. And as you look up, there are walkways. So like this is like an empty center, right? And as you look up, you see the walkways to everybody's rooms kind of face the inside of the atrium, right? So like you're in the hall, but all the rooms are on the side, lining it like in a square. So think of like the embassy suites, you know how those kind of like there's a center, the center's cut out and all the rooms face the inside. That's basically what this is. So people are like standing in various places all around watching all of this madness and stuff going on the inside. So there's partying downstairs and there's partying on the railings upstairs. And it's beautiful in here.
On a personal note, my absolute least favorite kind of hotel, my balconies should not face other balconies. Drives me freaking crazy.
Here we are.
Yet here we are.
Ty, do you want to handle rooms?
I guess I can.
Of course.
How many do we want? Do we want 2, 3?
I think 2 should do. We should, if they can stay next to or connected to each other, just so we can stay a little closer.
I will see what I can do. All right, here we go.
All right. There is a older human man standing behind a very large and long bar. Super dark wood, kind of like a mahogany kind of wood, and there are stains and crumbs and stuff everywhere. Hey, what can I do for you?
Hello, good sir. We just got into town and we are looking for a couple of rooms if there are any available. Hopefully adjoining.
Welcome to town.
Thanks. This is a lot. I'm assuming there's a lot of personality coming from this person.
He just points as you say that. Just points.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
How much for I mean, kind of. It's all good. Anyway, how much for 2 rooms?
2 rooms would be 20 silver a night, so that'll be 40 silver.
40 silver. Okay. So that's 3 silver is 4 gold. 4 gold. Okie dokie. I can handle that. I'll hold on to that.
He's just standing there staring at you, waiting.
I'm assuming waiting for money. I will. Oh gosh, I do have it. Okay. I will give him 4 gold.
He takes the 4 gold and he's like, "Wow, you must be planning on staying for a little while, huh?"
You said 40 silver.
Right. 2 rooms. right?
Yeah.
That's 80 silver. Forget about it. Forget about it. You're good. You're good. Go on.
The math isn't mathing here.
I can't
I'm
do
in
math.
so much pain that my character would not know the conversion, so I have no right to say it.
I was sitting here like it was 20 a room. Oh, it's 20 a room. Oh.
You know what? You look like you had a long day, okay? So
It
I'm
has
gonna
been a long-
I'm gonna take your gold. You're good here. Plus, you're gonna get a meal and breakfast. So I want you to take your friends and I want you to go have a good time. If you need anything, you come on up here and ask for old Philemon, and he will take
Philemon.
care of you.
Thank you, Philemon. This was wonderful.
You're welcome. Oh, hey, I forgot to mention. Come here. Come here.
Yes.
If you're needing any of the special kind of attention, you gotta ask Dee for that, okay? I don't deal in that. She deals in that. Just
I
saying.
will give a knowing nod because he very quickly pulled that thread together and goes, "Thank you. I will let my friends know. You have a great day." I'm assuming he gives keys and numbers and all that stuff.
So he whips around real quick and goes to this like pegboard. It's got like, just he grabs off 2 keys and hands them to you. It is just a standard brass key, but it's on a keychain. And it's just like, you ever seen what the hell? There was a movie where they drank beer out of a boot. I don't think it's called Das Boot, but like, anyways.
If you play rugby, you also just drink beer out of a boot.
Sure, perfect. Anyways, they're little boots
Oh,
attached to it. And he hands them to him. He says, "All right, if you need anything else, you can let me know."
thank you so much. You have a great, wonderful rest of your day. And I
You
will-
too. D, damn it. I said I needed that food over there in table 6. Let's go.
I will immediately walk away. I have rooms.
I'm sorry. I can't tell what region he's from. Is it just me? It seems to be the Southlands as well as possibly the Isles.
He's from
You
New
can-
Brunswick.
You can tell region by their voice.
From time to time. Comes with practice.
So you have
Yeah.
your keys and you are.
So we head to rooms. So we get off our feet or get a load. I don't know.
Yes, let's go. Let's go.
I am
settle in
so
our rooms.
frazzled over this.
Let's go settle in our rooms and figure out our game plan from there.
One person. We've been in this town 5 minutes and Ty is already like, what the fuck?
So
I can't
Ty,
help
did they tell you anything interesting that we should know about?
In the room. When we're in the room, I will tell everything in the room.
To the room they go.
Amador, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you. All right, so you guys kind of look to the left of the bar, and there is a ascending staircase, a very wide staircase. It is not carpeted. It is solid wood, and it leads you up to one of the 3 levels, and you guys are on the top, 3rd level.
Perfect.
How far is the jump?
If you were to jump from your balcony down, would probably be about 35 feet, 30 feet ish.
Okay.
Something
Who
like
asked that question?
Knocked.
Knocked.
Knocked, are you planning a hasty exit?
No, just curious.
So I will hold on to one key and give one key to whoever wants it.
Rick snatches the key.
Oh, fuck.
As we would
Ooh.
expect. Yes.
Small, tiny. What do we do with this?
Don't eat it,
Rick,
please.
can I will
Eat it?
actually
Don't.
no.
Eat it.
I will actually take it from you. Rig, maybe we should give this to someone else, and I will hand it
Nope.
to
Belongs to Rig. You tell Rig what he does.
Rig, you
says
can
he
hold
owns
it.
it.
Goes in the door, and it will
There's
let
a
us
little hole,
into.
Rig.
This is like a private cave. So this is how
Private
you
cave?
enter the private cave.
Mhm.
Don't say
Okay.
private cave. He's gonna kick us out. Half of us are not gonna have a fucking room.
Rig. Okay, it is a cave, but you have to invite 2 to stay with you at least. Okay,
You mean 3? You have to include Rax.
Well,
including
Rax is a
Rax.
given.
Then yes, that would be 3.
so
So
Rye has key. Rig has key.
Mm-hmm.
Rig thinks we need to see cave.
okay, you want to
Let's
assess the
enter
cave
the
first.
cave.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
I'm assuming they're next to each other.
Yes, they are next to each other. Room 325 and room 326.
Ooh.
Oh, why I feel like that's going to be important.
Don't say that. Now I have anxiety.
What
It
are the
might be
accommodations
important.
of these caves?
25 and 226.
So as you is Rig the first one into the cave?
Naturally.
Burst through the
Yes.
door.
All right. So Rig bursts through number 326. As you come inside, Rig, you are immediately disappointed. It is not a cave. It is just a really nice room inside of a building. It has a very large 4-poster bed. It has a kind of like a chest sitting at the end of the bed to put your stuff in. There is a table with 2 chairs. And there is some kind of what looks like a couch over on the other wall. And then there is a smaller room next to that with a chamber pot and a kind of a wash basin. And there is a single window facing outward as well.
Rig thinks he's gonna check the other cave.
I will open the other cave. The other. That's not a cave. It's
It is a mirror image of the cave in 326.
this is the same thing.
My day is ruined.
Riggs, you can always go and ask if they have a nice basement room that you could stay in. I don't know if that would make you feel more comfortable.
Maybe you can
Rig's
ask
not
if you could stay with the
disappointed. This is still nice, just not
Okay.
what Rig was expecting. Like,
Okay.
where are others sleeping? Because Rig gonna take the bed, and Rex gotta have a pillow.
Oh my god! What power have I given Rig? What have
I don't think you gave it to him, son. You just
Uh,
snatched it.
I can take the chair and desk if that's okay.
That's fine. I can take a bedroll.
So it'll be Rig, Graham, and Reese in one room,
Mm-hmm.
and then me, Priz, and Noct in another.
Well, that
Sound
won't
good?
be a problem at all.
Sound good?
Sounds good.
Oh, fuck.
I heard an ominous voice say that might be a problem. I don't know why.
I don't know what you're
I
talking
He's-
about.
I thought it was not be a problem.
I didn't think that through.
What you're talking about? No, I have no idea what you're talking about.
I specifically wanted to room with Ty. That was the only thing I wanted.
Okay,
Well,
so
here you are.
clearly I'm taking the couch light.
So is
Okay.
Knock the little spoon or the big spoon?
What? Where do we get into spoons?
He doesn't even know what a spoon is, probably.
That's probably true.
I'm
Rig also
I'm sure
doesn't
Ty
know
would be
about
happy
the
to explain.
spoons.
D can help
That's
Knock
hilarious.
explore a little bit.
Oh gosh.
Whoa, thanks for the idea.
This is horrible. This is horrible.
Terrible.
Would be very
Suggestive.
so fun. So
How could you?
fun. So fun.
So
Anyway.
should we have a discussion since we're all here before we?
Yes,
Sure.
I think so.
Sure. So we have a with the room, we get a meal, and then we also get breakfast. So just so you're aware. So that's one thing we don't have to necessarily worry about for later. Um, they did say that if you would like special favors, you need to speak with D.
What special favors?
I knew not.
Greg also wants to know.
Intercourse.
Did they elaborate specifically?
They did not elaborate on what those special favors were, but the gist of them is as we've been saying, they are of a potential sexual, or let's say this better, companionship.
It's very presumptuous of you. This could be like a turn down in a bedtime story.
It could be, absolutely. I could be totally wrong, but
Or the alchemist selling you illicit things.
yes.
You never know.
Is this
You
a
never know.
terribly common thing?
Sometimes.
Fairly.
It,
You know the
it all
right
depends.
person.
I
The
feel
large
like-
industry, if you
I
will.
feel like this has happened, and then before I joined the group, there were stories about a similar thing happening. So it seems like a recurring commonality.
It's not uncommon. You're correct.
Nope. Yeah. Very observative of you, Noct.
Mhm.
Very observative of you.
An interesting thread. And he makes
I
a note in his notebook.
I just like
So, I'm just gonna gloss past this conversation and suggest. Okay, so the day's not necessarily over yet. My personal belief and or concern is that there is, I don't know, I still feel like there's a potential of danger. We did go through a fairly eventful journey here. So it might be wise for us to stay close-ish together as a group just until we understand a little bit more about what's going on. But I mean, we have a little bit of time tonight if there's anything anybody would like to specifically do now that we're here.
So another thing, there were things that people wanted to do in this town, right? If we want to stay together, perhaps we should make a list of things we would like to visit while we're here.
sounds great. What do we want to do? I will pull out a piece of paper. Oh wait, no, Noct, you take care of this. You take notes.
You do always have a pen and paper.
You do.
He kind of puts his notebook away and pulls out like spare paper instead, and his little quill, and goes to sit at the desk and then looks expectantly back at everyone.
You have another set of paper.
So I think we could start with seeing if there is a library, any sort of kind of repository of information. I think that would be a great place to start. Possibly bookstores, something like that.
Reese kind of raises his hand. If I could interject, maybe we put the library second and send for someone to the capital first. I feel like we should at least warn people ahead of time while we still can.
Well, we had talked about the 26 or whatever it was people that we dropped off after. I thought we sent somebody from there.
You did.
Okay.
Yeah,
You
we
see
sent someone
Noct scratched on the paper and then crossed it out and then wrote a 1 and is now staring back at everyone.
I would
Thank you.
personally like to go downstairs and watch the halflings perform for a little bit, if
Sure.
nothing else.
1,
save the
watch
books for tomorrow.
halflings perform.
For
2,
me, at least,
dot.
yes.
I think that's fair. I mean, that's a nice thing to at least maybe take a moment. I know it's hard to, there's a lot going on, but it's also, it seems safe so far. we've not had any additional issues beyond with what had happened in Key. Not yet, anyway.
Rig don't want to alarm team, but Rex need blood.
What?
You know,
What?
How high on the priority list is that?
pretty high priority for Rig.
Like
Does
above the halflings? Or do you want to combine like 1 and 2? Like we could put
Oh
multiple.
no!
I'll suggest. Does Rex have a preference on blood source? Possibly we could do this at the same time as meal. I can see if they have any rabbits or anything.
Rex quite particular. Rex needs what you calls how you say chop cut.
Rex needs to kill something. Okay.
Okay.
So death.
Possibly take that
information.
outside the city.
Yes, I would, or at least in the streets. Hopefully, we can find
It
a
shows
burrowing
shiny.
animal.
We can get him his butchering
risky.
license.
That feels like a long process.
Butchering license.
It's a few classes. He'll be done in 3 months. He'll get a certificate.
Only the cleanest cuts for Rex.
Something tells me that Rex would probably not do well with serious study.
A5 Wagyu racks.
On the way into Tony, I guess this is a roll.
Yeah. So
Can I just perceive if there was a stall with goats or anything that could be a sacrificial
Yeah,
lamb, as it were?
I do believe that I had made mention of a stables on the way into town.
Like a stables for
If you-
horses, or like a stables for animals that could be. All right,
That's what you
A
saw.
barn with animals.
all right.
Well, that's what you saw.
Okay, Riggs, you cannot indiscriminately kill. You might need to
You need to
purchase,
purchase,
something before
yes.
you kill it. Okay,
What's
very important.
that word? What?
You can't kill at random, and it will. Okay,
Oh,
you
wow.
have to purchase. Don't just
What-
go out there and slaughter
Purchase.
something for the fun of it.
Well, Rig, when we're in a town, generally speaking, the things that are around to kill are either people or people-like beings, or already owned by other people. And we wouldn't necessarily want to start a conflict with others. When we're in the wilderness, we can kill as we need, certainly. But
Now,
As
if in
we're-
a dark alley you see someone doing something badly, then have at it.
I feel like that's opening a Pandora's box.
It is great honor for Rex to cut. The greatest honor, the highest of honor.
Oh boy.
Also,
Goodbye.
how buy
Hi.
stuff? Rig like pulls at his sides, like no money.
Okay. Yeah. We're
How-
Now,
As this is kind of going on, Noct looks out the window and sees the sun starting to dip over the horizon. So we have 3 things on the list. Was there anything else we wanted to take care of while we were in town?
I think we can manage the rest of the list tomorrow.
So
Ty, would you potentially like to join Priz to the halflings, and I can join Rig to the stables and see if I can find some dinner for Rig, and then we will join for the evening.
That sounds like a safe plan.
Rex is okay right now. It's not. Rex is
Okay.
all clean for the night.
Oh,
But-
okay. Well, then we can find blood tomorrow.
Yes.
so it's
Okay. So let's go downstairs and have a drink or
There's
Exactly.
so much going on. Ty has totally like blue screen. Like there has been just
Just static.
random, just indiscriminate, like we're just gonna kill things, and the Ty blue screen when Rig said Rax needs blood, and just yeah.
It's 3 a.m. and the channel has gone offline.
Yeah.
I was thinking more of like AOL, like dial-up sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, Tony, do you know how few people watching a YouTube stream will understand what you mean when you said the channel
Oh,
is no
God.
longer live?
Listen, I turned 40 years old yesterday. give me my fucking moment, okay?
Happy
He's trying. He's trying. Happy
You
belated.
know
Just
what?
so you-
You know
just
what?
so you
For
know.
those of you who don't understand, you can go look up what I just said. TV stations used to go offline in the middle of the night, and there was this colorful screen that would pop up, and there would be nothing there.
I
Watch
get it.
Poltergeist.
There you go.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yes.
Yeah.
And,
All right.
and I am,
So,
I'm also 44. So
I may be the oldest one here. Okay.
No, I'm definitely the oldest. Don't worry about it.
you absolutely are not.
I will keep my mouth shut.
Listen, baby, we know you're the baby. It's okay.
Oh,
it's all good.
Is Amador younger than me? I'm so curious now.
How old are you?
How are we?
How
Are we
old are
doing
you?
this? Are we doing this?
No.
No.
Are we doing this right now?
Continue. Let's go watch Halflings.
Yeah. We'll
You
go-
hear a loud scream from out. No, I'm kidding.
Damn it.
Dang it, we had one job.
Roll for initiative.
Gosh darn it.
All right. So, if there's nothing else going on, then you guys take whoever's going
There's so
downstairs.
much going on.
Well, obviously, you head downstairs. The halflings are up there, just giving it their little heart to the end of the world. Man, they're just getting it. Everybody is now even drunker than they were before, and everybody's just arm in arm and singing and slinging drinks and just having a great time.
So we will definitely get some drinks.
Drink.
Yeah. for
I'm
sure.
gonna go
Maybe
see
a
if I
meal.
can secure us a table by the fire.
Perfect.
Easy enough, but there are two old human men who've passed out and are face first onto the table. That's the only area that's free right now.
Push him off.
I was gonna
I
do
agree.
exactly that. I grab
I
him
agree.
by the back and
Gently, but yes.
no, not
They
gently.
don't
Not
even
gently.
wake up.
Okay.
You cast them to the side. Nobody pays
Pile of
attention, and they are now on the floor snoring in their drunkenness. And you have a free table for everyone right next to the fire where it is good and warm because you're headed into late fall, early winter, and it is wonderful to be warm.
I takes pleasure. in like
You
Find
order your drinks. They come over almost immediately. And yeah, you've got ales all around the table or whatever it is you ordered. If you want food can be brought to you. And the world is your oyster. There are people all around.
I
Just
will be.
They turn around, bump into you.
Ty is having. Maybe this is not the best thing for Ty. There's a lot of people, and while Ty has been around a lot of people, it's usually been monks and clerics and what have you. So they're usually like stoic and quiet and calm. So he kind of is taking the meal and eating and drinking and trying to just like center himself. So he will have sat where he could look across at least the table at the fire.
Okay.
To like get that some kind of solace.
Ty, as you're sitting there eating your meal, it's kind of like, in movies and different things where you see characters like they have that moment where like time just slows down and stops almost, and it's kind of like a warbling, echoey kind of sound around them.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of place yourself in that particular space. And as you're eating and just kind of looking up at the fire, you swear that the flames like almost go and then stop. And then they go and then they stop. And then they go and then they stop. It's like almost everything is in slow motion. And roll a perception check for me as you're sitting there watching the flames.
Okay. That will be an 11.
Okay. You don't really discern too much geometrical shape or anything. But as you're sitting there, you can't help but remember the night before.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not really sure if it's like you projecting a daydream or you just kind of reliving that moment. But for the briefest second, you feel like you see like something in the fireplace. You're not really sure what it is, but it doesn't look like flame. And then it's just the same second you see it, it's gone. But you don't really discern what the hell it is you saw.
Ty will like shake his head for a moment and let the chaos kind of come back in for a moment and just scratch his head and think for a moment and just be like, I just see something. He doesn't say anything, but just is thinking like, I'll just keep an eye and I will stop and then I'll take a look and I'll look at Priz and we'll see what they're doing. Just eating.
He's watching the halflings perform, smiling and having just a calm, nice moment.
Okay. All right. Then I'll go back to looking at the fire.
As you go to look back at, hold on one second. As you go to look back at the fire, you're kind of panning past the other side of the table. And you can't help but notice a kobold standing on top of one of the drunken, passed out men with his hand buried in his pocket, mumbling to himself.
Do we all see that?
No, well, not no, but no.
Rig, are you trying to hide what you're doing?
I mean, you can have them roll perception if they want. Not
Yeah,
particularly trying to hide it, but I am doing a thing.
He's not like, yeah. You all can roll perception to see who catches on to it if you'd like. You are in a very busy space. Each of you have your own thoughts and things going on at this time. So, it's just kind of one of those hidden in the middle of the open kind of deals. So Ty, but you definitely see it, Ty.
Okay.
I got a 19.
I got a 24.
Okay.
I got a 22.
Okay.
Everyone see.
Does Noct care?
No, he's too busy watching the room.
Copy that.
I think I fully noticed and do not give a shit.
Fair.
I notice and I try helping him be more sneaky about it. I like come down to this level and I'm like, no, Rig, you have to do it like this. And I'm kind of showing him like low key, like sleight of hand maneuvers, like very simple, like anybody can do it, like baby's first steal, basically.
Okay. Here's what I would like you to do. I would like Amador, I'd like you to roll 2 dexterity checks for me. Please.
Dexterity, you say?
Yeah, I do. 2 dexterity checks for me.
So the first one is 15.
Okay.
And the second one is, I'm sorry. Also 15. I rolled 2 11s.
Nice.
All right. So 2 15s. Cool. That is Okay, Rig. Roll me a d6.
5.
For the next 5 days, while in game, you may add a +2 to any sleight of hand check that you do because you were taught how to do it better.
Woo!
Reese is good friend to Rig. Help find these weird Chinese that need for blood money, I guess.
And now, Rig, what you have learned now, we keep it between each other, okay? We don't talk about it. Promise?
Ooh, yes. Rig very good at keeping shinies for herself. These is now my shinies.
And you know what you could use these shinies for?
Ooh, what do we do with shinies?
We can buy things.
Like give them away?
No. Trade them for
Why would
things that
Rig
might
trade them?
you might like want to add like a leather strap to rack so you don't like lose it, you know?
That doesn't sound very shiny, but it does sound practical.
You can make it like a chain. A chain can help.
Mm,
Yeah.
I
We're thinking
see.
now, right?
Ah,
I was
Reese
going
is
to-
genius.
Oh god, did Rig just become a fucking thief?
Become
Are we
also.
shocked?
I feel like the quote that doesn't sound very shiny, but it does sound practical. Is
It's worth
perfect.
writing down.
That is something. That was something. Ty was going to do something, but he kind of looks and sees if anyone is paying any attention to it at all, and it doesn't look like it. Right? Like no one is like.
Let's find out, shall we? Priz, can you roll me a d20? Just for the hell of it. Because why not?
16.
Nope.
Okay, so I just need to figure this.
Everybody is too drunk and too focused on the halflings who are killing it on stage right now.
Priz
So-
just briefly looks over and gestures, please don't kill them. Don't kill them.
I think Grom is very much still in guard mode over the shit on the way in. I don't want to be in the crowd. I don't know that I would necessarily like leave line of sight, but I do think I'd probably like, if it's possible, just to like kind of casually like walk towards the exits and like just get a glance around the outside of the place and the inside and try and generally read the situation and see if anything feels weird. Specifically, I feel like I want to see if I get the tinglies of the scrying magic or anything.
Sure. Since you're doing something specific, why don't you give me an investigation check? If you would, please.
16.
All right,
God.
cool.
I love this dice.
So you slink away from the group for a little bit. You find that there's only 2 entrance exits, however you want to word that. There's one where you guys came in, and then there's one through the back of the kitchen where they bring in supplies and stuff like that. So it's fairly controlled. Other than the windows in the rooms that face the outside, there's really no other way in here other than down the chimney. There's a fire currently, or if somebody broke through the skylight in the top of the roof. You don't currently get any hits or see anything like ethereal or weird or out of the ordinary right now. You feel you just feel strange about what happened on the road, and you're not currently connected to Hammer. It's not like he's not there, or it's not there.
Yeah.
But you're currently not getting anything from Hammer right now. You basically just, you see random city people doing random city people shit. That's about it.
Cool. I'm gonna go back to sitting silently and people watching.
All right, cool.
All right, Rig. There's another guy. He's unconscious. Let's try that again. See if you do even better.
All right.
What you got for me?
13.
Rig, this time as you're standing over the unconscious person's body, one of the wait staff kind of walks by and goes, that's old Billy. He, excuse me, sir, she, ma'am, sir, has no idea your pronouns at all. It's like, could you maybe not take his money? That seems a little much. He's just drunk. Those are his.
Rick, just make sure Shiny's looked after with proper care.
I'm so proud.
Roll me a deception check, and because I'm proud of you, do it at advantage.
That's all.
Because you have Reese standing there patting you on the back.
21.
Are you fucking kidding me right now?
That's my boy. Let's go.
Wow.
She's gonna buy it. I love it.
I've never seen you before. I mean, if you're looking after old Billy, I don't have time to deal with this right now. This crowd is crazy. You just make sure he gets his stuff and he's okay. And she'll turn around and walk away.
Rick will take care of Chinese.
Thank you. Rig, I'm so proud of you. What do you do with old Billy's shinies?
That sounds wrong.
It does.
Pocket
Oh, it
them
does.
and then
Oh, Greg.
roll him away. Or no. I'll pocket his money and then I will prop him up somewhere in a corner.
Oh, that's nice of you.
Weekend
Really
at
nice.
Bernie's.
Yeah.
Another movie that probably 80% of the people watching will have no idea what it is.
Oh.
Great movie.
It's all good. All good. Great movie. All right. So you guys watch as Rig is trying to drag this old man over to the corner.
So how many shinies?
And now there are people watching.
Yes.
I as Reese tried to assist him, just start pulling him. I'm like, don't worry, folks, don't worry. We're just propping up. We don't want him to asphyxiate on his own vomit when from being too intoxicated.
People are like,
Trust me.
"Arr!" and then turn around and go back to drinking.
How much
Smile
money
and
did
wave,
we talk
boys.
Billy?
Yeah,
Is it just me, or are our friends going to
roll
make
a-
this a very rough first night?
Yeah.
Rig, go ahead and roll another D100 for me. What you got?
76.
Okay. Roll a D4.
3.
You find 74 copper pieces.
Copper pieces.
It's not bad for your first snag. And You know, the best
74.
are these newly minted coins, or are these kind of like they've been through?
They are
rotation?
rough as shit. They've been through the grimiest.
They may not even be
dive
coins.
bars.
It's just a pocket full of copper.
It's just copper. Yep, stamped copper.
Reese, why are these ones not so shiny?
Because he's dirty. That's why. He's in a tavern getting drunk, Rig. So you know, don't expect for quality, but quantity is what we're really looking for.
When did Reese get so judgmental?
That's fair. No one
Mr.
asked.
Kraft.
Nobody
I
asked.
was gonna say that's a chat for another time. All right, you guys finish your helping keep shiny safe activity. Prazira, you are sitting there and you're listening to the music. You're kind of fading in and out of your head a little bit, remembering some of the things and the happy times and the meals and the singing, and the stories and just the home life that you had, and all of those wonderful things, right? Roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Fuck.
Despite your best efforts, despite letting the happy memories flood your mind, and this warm space and the fire and Ty being close to you as being one of your closest friends, your group around you, surrounding you, supporting you, a few of those not so happy memories kind of seep in just a little bit. You see a quick flash and you see stone cold eyes. And then another flash and you see a window with a spatter of blood on it. And you see another flash and you just see, like if you were raised up looking at yourself, running, just running for your life away from that situation. And as that like bird's eye view vanishes, it's almost like your soul hits you back in your chest and you kind of lunge forward just ever so slightly and take a deep breath. You're like, gut feeling. Who's sitting next to Priz? Anybody currently?
Probably would have
Ty?
been Ty.
Either Ty or myself, I'm sure.
And
I'm
Reese is not too
certainly
far away.
sitting. I'm certainly sitting very close.
The both of you weren't paying super close attention, but you noticed that Prazir like kind of lunges forward out of nowhere, like not off the chair or anything, but like just shakes for a second. And Prazir, when you come back to, like, you don't feel bad, like nothing's missing. You're not missing any memories or anything like that. But it's like when you go, like for people like myself, when I go to sleep. Sometimes, like right before I go to sleep, I do that little hypnotic jerk thing where I just like jolt out of nowhere. Kind of what it's like.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I think that don't worry about me. I'm trying to enjoy the performance and not think too much. I kind of like to stay out of my head right now.
Sometimes that's the best thing to do.
Yeah, I think in this situation it probably is.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Insight check. Sorry.
I think I'm gonna also do that.
Roll away.
24.
That's a nat 20, baby.
Go ahead, Prazir.
There's some insightful assholes over here keeping an eye on you.
You ain't getting shit by me.
Also, my nat 20 on this die is a little tiny cat paw.
Oh,
Ooh, I like that.
that's lovely.
All right, Prezira, what you got?
What are they asking?
Well, it's sort of a. I was mostly trying to see if you were dismissing, like, not necessarily dismissing, but you are concealing your real feelings. So
Yeah.
And I'm looking for, are you feeling the shit that you felt before shit went weird?
No,
okay,
no,
so
no. This is just old memories.
okay, so I will see that you are clearly lying. I won't say that. He doesn't. I doesn't say that.
You are clearly lying, bro.
You are a liar. First off,
I doesn't
Roll
say this.
prostitution check.
Yeah, Ty is just thinking to himself that you are right, not clearly lying. You are hiding something again, and and is going to be like he will smile at you, and he will nod, and then he will turn back to the fire and just say, "I'm always right here," and then just because he knows reality. So
Before I met you on the road, I spent a good amount of time with a wonderful community of halflings.
Mm.
They took me in. They became my family.
That's wonderful. So you are definitely enjoying the band.
In
Reminds
a
you.
bittersweet kind of way, yes. This reminds me of happier times, but it also makes me miss my
The happier
adopted
times.
family.
Well, maybe someday you can see them again.
No,
Oh.
that's not an option.
I think
Oh,
I'll probably just chime in and say, if you haven't noticed, I'm fairly quiet every time we've gone to a tavern together. We've not spoken much, but my clan was a very happy one. Lots of music, lots of crowds. It is hard for me to be in spaces like this. I know they're gone, and I know I won't have that again. And it hurts sometimes, but it is nice to see some people, if nothing else, getting to experience the things that I may not have had. I can at least find a way to be happy for them. But that's for me. And as Ty said, I'm here for you if you ever need me.
Prezira is suddenly getting the urge to get away from the performance.
Ty takes her hand. Stay. Listen to the music.
I think I've heard this one before.
And if you start to turn away, he will let your hand go. If your intent is to walk away.
Messaging you, dragons.
Hmm?
Cover that.
Messaging you.
Okay.
Yep.
What is Nock doing?
So you'll see him with his hand on the table, propping his chin up against it with the hood drawn over, hiding as much of his features as he can, with that same notebook kind of turned over the spine, with one side wrapped around the spine, scribbling in it. And as he looks at everybody having these like deep conversations, he'll just raise an eyebrow and continue to scribble things in a book, and then look back at the inn. He'll pick up the book and tuck it away into the cloak, and then just kind of sit back, cradling whatever liquid was put in front of him between two hands.
And Prezira is going to rise, and she's going to pull her up her hood and head towards the door.
To outside or towards the rooms?
Towards the outside.
I'm going to say nothing and follow.
And Noct will
Not like right at your back, like just and you do you, but I'm gonna stay close by because we're in a new city at night, sort of thing.
Okay. Noct Ty will look at Noct and say, "Have you heard music like this before?"
I can't say that I have. It's a new experience.
Have you heard music ever before?
Yes.
Okay.
Although the dancing I'm used to is far different.
What is the dancing like?
It has a more primal savagery to it. This is more practiced.
That's an accurate statement. Are you enjoying the ale? Have you drank that yet?
It is not a pleasant taste. Do people often sit around in jubilant places like this with such noise and discuss such somber things?
No.
Is this a place of sharing?
No. This is it can be anything, really. Merriment, joy, love, anger, I mean, you've been watching people all for a while, right? So you kind of are seeing like all of the different levels. Like some people are very happy and content and just, having the fun and dancing without a care. Others may, and I'll kind of pose to the people that are drunk, like are sitting up and unconscious. Some will use this as a escape from their troubles.
And he'll kind of like turn away from the music and he'll look directly at you, and you can see those like star eyes underneath the hood. And which are you?
I kind of
Not getting deep.
I kind of in a little like, what was that? And so are your eyes just like starry? They're very different than what they normally are?
No,
right?
this is how it normally looks.
Oh, okay, never mind. Okay, I was about to say, what the fuck just happened? What are you doing to me, mind man? But
Mind man.
yeah.
I love it.
In the middle, contemplative, curious, a little worried. We last night was very intense, and so I wanted a escape, at least for a little bit, before we get into the seriousness of what we have to deal with. The destruction of Kai was very it's still very raw, but I don't know what we can do, if anything at all.
Have you
And
ever seen a place destroyed?
have I ever seen a place
But
destroyed?
other than the one you just witnessed?
No, not in that grand a scale. But no. But this is awkward. Because you're looking like right at me, right? Like,
Yeah.
Oh, this is the best kind.
It's got like this soul gaze going on.
Yeah. I
Yes.
feel like you know. Like,
I would like to think that Ty, like having been around monasteries and stuff, is like exceptional at that. Just all right,
Yeah.
I'll meet you.
Yeah. And
Two
he-
can play this game, but I
Yeah,
would be like
and-
terrified watching from a distance. Like,
Yeah.
shit, do I need to?
and then
Are they gonna
I
fight?
kind of like stops, like he takes a breath because it caught him off guard. That's the main thing. And he goes, "So, what about you? Have you seen something destroyed? A city like that?"
As you ask that, he'll kind of tip his hood back so that the eyes are hidden once again and break eye contact, and you'll see like a slight frown on his face as the light hits his mouth. Yes. Where I'm from, it's not uncommon. Creatures like that dragon are not unheard of.
Where you're from, which is where.
I told you before, though I'm not entirely sure.
But does your land have a name? Does your world have a home? Or does your home have a name? Are you? That's the important thing.
I don't know what it would be in your tongue.
Okay.
Perhaps the Wavering Sea is an apt translation.
The Wavering Sea. Ty pulls out a paper. No, I'm kidding. No.
He reflects in kind, taking notes in a notebook.
Yeah. No. Does that ring anything for Ty?
No,
I highly doubt
No.
it. But yeah. No, I had a
No.
feeling. Does
No.
it ring any bells? Anything at all? Nothing.
No.
Okay.
No.
I see.
I don't think anything Knox says is going to ring anything for anyone. So.
I mean, fair.
Ring my bell.
It seems our traveling companions have left.
I like, because we've kind of been having the staring match. I kind of look around and I go, oh, they have, because Reagan and Reese are somewhere. Chris, I saw leave. I didn't see Graham leave, but I'm assuming he just left, or he left. I'm like, oh,
He left shortly after Priz did.
right. Okay. Probably went to check on her. Yes. So, well, Knocked. You have my full attention. What would you like to know?
You'll see his head kind of tilts to the side. I find that learning about people happens in time. There's so many things you could tell me or that anyone we're with could say,
Mm-hmm.
but that tends to be very different from who they are. I find by watching, you learn more in that sense.
old words versus action.
Action speaking louder than words. I can see that. I can respect that.
And he
Y'all
will
are
ask
terrible.
you. He will ask you, what time is it? Instead of
Oh.
looking out the window, he'll ask you specifically.
Okay. It is. I'm going to give a faint time. It is 8:15 ish. I kind of try to give my thought about I go in the back of my mind and I think about it and I go, oh, it's probably 8:15. So I will look out. I will assume that the sun has set. So yeah.
Now that we're here, I do have a question.
Sure.
What are you doing here? Why?
That is a very interesting question. I was on the road looking for someone specifically. And then I ran into Prazira and Graham. And that has led me on a different path. One of the things I've always wanted or treasured is protecting people. That has always been my role. So that is kind of what I'm doing now.
So you fashion yourself a defender.
Yes.
Interesting.
Lights extinguished for no reason is a tragedy. So you keep the lights protected as much as you can for as long as you can. You guys.
As you
Those at
mentioned,
home, we have a side chat
Yeah.
because we're not at the
It's
same
awful.
table and we can't
It is-
whisper.
it
It
is
is the
the worst.
most vile shit ever. So
everybody
No.
else,
It's
everybody
been
else
more
in this game
vile
is
than
horrible.
this.
Just
It's
so
been
you
far
know,
more vile.
everybody else in this game is horrible.
Mildly vile.
As you're talking about lighting and snuffing out light, you'll see Noct waving a hand in front of the candle as the light extinguishes, and then he'll reverse his hand as the light reappears. Were you not concerned about your friend as she left? No sense to defend that?
Concerned, yes. But also sometimes you will learn this as you get to know people. Sometimes people need time on their own. And I felt in that moment, Prazira needed some time alone. She knows if there's extreme danger, she would know.
It's also a
Right.
retroactive thing. I started to say it earlier, but as Grom was leaving the tavern, Ty, I very much would have turned around and caught your eye.
Well, let's find out if I saw that shit.
This is
I
the
know-
same time I'm staring at you.
Right? Like,
That's fair, because I was going to say it, but then y'all were still in like conversation, so I never stopped to actually say that I was going to attempt to catch your eye. Nod.
Was this before Ty sank into Nox's starry eyes?
Oh,
that's going to
fade to stars.
guys are terrible. So an 18. So I will say I probably did it if you weren't obvious, like being like sneaky. So so I will hint, and in addition to that, there are other eyes on her if necessary. I mean, if you are as the word just left my head because I'm having a whole fucking hard time with this conversation. If you would like, I mean, we can try to go after her, but I do not feel that is necessary in this moment.
You chose to give her time. I believe that's fair. The choices people make are the most interesting part.
I look forward to seeing the choices you make.
So, you've never seen anything that I'm capable of other than paltry magics.
Apparently, yes.
And we spoke of choices.
Correct.
I believe you've given me some information, so let me show you something. When we speak of choice, we speak of making something with as much information as you can. Gathering information is finicky, right?
It can be.
Your choices could very well change if you could see the outcome.
Right.
He'll look around for a coin or dice, and he'll fish one out. And if you're looking at it, it looks obscenely old. You have no idea how the fuck this coin is in existence. It looks super old, and he'll flip it. Call it.
Hold on. Tails.
I need a coin. Whatever.
I actually have. Oh, I don't have any anymore. I used to have a D2.
So as he lifts his hand from it, Tails, if you could manipulate that to see seconds in the future and know what's coming, have the ability to pick that, your choices would change.
That's a fair assessment.
And he flips the coin again and says, call it.
Heads.
So as you go to call it, I'm going to use a point of chronal shift, and you will see the coin land on tails. And then you're back and you hear, call it.
What? Tail.
As he lifts his hand, it's tails.
Interesting.
Sorry, I was muted. I said, I just want to reiterate, like 30 minutes ago, Ty said he'd already gone to static fishing, and now he's getting put in a time loop. He just wanted to relax and listen to some music, and now we're having like quantum mechanics discussion.
Started a conversation. I was down to watch the people, man.
I'm into it.
Oh, I'm having a rough day. God.
all up in it.
Yes. That is very That is interesting. So,
Interesting
Can-
is a beautiful word.
yes. Powerful would be another.
Hmm. All things have limits.
I'm sure they do. Um, you guys are terrible. I swear to God.
We need to export this chat. We need to export this chat and make
That's
this like
the worst.
yeah.
Oh.
We're
This
gonna need
needs
we
to
need
be
we need to
this
copy
needs to
this
be
so that we
like-
can publish
yeah.
it later.
Yeah. make this what the hell's that program
Bonus
that you can
content.
put behind a fucking paywall?
Oh,
What the hell's it
Patreon.
called? That's
Um,
it.
Was there something you specifically were looking for in town while we're here?
No. Mostly more knowledge. I want to know what that creature was. I want to know the person on its back. I want to know why they were after specifically the Platinum Dragon. I want you to show me. Fuck you. Not you. That was not. I looked at the chat
rather
and my mind
rude.
just went there.
Oh my god.
I don't know if I deserved that.
No.
You guys are terrible.
And is that
Oh.
something you often say to people in the middle of conversation?
You're fucking
No.
heathens. Every
No.
one of you.
No.
Now I know how Matt Mercer
Is this a-
feels.
Is this a form of address? Like
No.
in the
no.
middle of the
That-
voices in your
It didn't come out. Yeah. Oh Lord.
I'm actually behaving tonight, so I mean, I don't know what's going on with y'all.
you've been well behaved. If I scroll back through chat,
Yeah.
well behaved.
Yeah. Maybe not. Maybe not so much. I want to find the reason why they're after the Platinum Dragon. What is so the creature wanted essentially, and dragons the creature on the back said something specifically about removing the Platinum Bahamut. Was that what he was saying? Like,
Didn't you say
Yeah.
Bahamut was dead or something, or somebody was dead?
Not necessarily. He didn't make mention of him being dead, or they being dead, but they are gone.
Ah,
They have been removed.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
interesting.
So I am like fall to his wrath and things like that. It was very I want to know why that was said and what being could be capable of doing such a thing if it is even possible.
I think that falls under the whole repository of information,
Correct.
which was third on the list. An odd priority there.
I don't think it was meant. I don't think those were actual priorities. I think we were just spouting off things to say them. It's that I know we want to try to stay together, but I don't
As
know.
he looks around.
Yeah, but I don't think that's possible. We may want to split a bit to find to gather as much information as we possibly can in a short amount of time.
Fair.
If this is as dangerous as it could be and detrimental as it could be, time is of the essence. And then Maybe we're not so different as I thought we were.
You were under the impression we were different?
Well, yes.
How so?
How so? Well, you are new to this world, realm, plane of existence, is what I'm kind of getting. And that is not what I am familiar with. You are unfamiliar to me in more ways than one. But where I thought you were opposite of light, I don't think that is the case. I think there's something else.
Opposite of light. You'll hear a slight chuckle as he gets up, and as he does, he'll move that hand once again in the same fashion, and the light disappears from the candle. As he moves to rise from his seat. Part of me is somewhat concerned where the rest of our little posse has gotten to.
Fair. Well, I will stay here in case they come back.
He'll rise the hood farther over his face to hide just about everything, dip the hands into the sides of the cloak, and walk out looking for everybody else. Where the fuck did the party go?
All right, so as you step out into the street, the cool night air hits your face as you pull your cloak up. Your breath, you can see it as it escapes your mouth. You kind of turn your eyes up and you see all the stars in the sky.
How many people are out?
I would say that it is still fairly early-ish in the evening, so I would say a decent amount. The streets are not packed, but there are people going to and fro, carts coming to and fro still. There's still activity.
Okay, so there's like people out here, and I'm alone. There's nobody with me, right?
Currently, there's nobody with you.
As he walks outside, and Ty, if you're still watching him, just while he's in view, anybody nearby will hear like a slight exhale of breath and muttering of words as Noct disappears.
I will have seen that.
Just because I'm not sure, Pris, how far away would you have gone? Would we be near the exit, or are we like? Because I'm near wherever the hell you are.
Go ahead and give a small recount there of what we talked about. I mean, I know we didn't talk about much, but and then we're going to come to you.
Priz basically walked far enough away to no longer hear the music, and she's sitting on a bench alone, quite emotional.
Still at a distance.
So as Prizira, as you're sitting there, you can't help but have those more sad memories kind of flood back in. You start to one by one see the faces of your family that perished in that time, and you start to feel that intense internal guilt that has followed you for so long. It almost feels like your right arm is like heavy. And then your left arm, just you feel like something is just weighing them down to the bench, like you're riding on a carnival ride that's just like spinning too fast and you can't get away from the gravity. And then you hear it. Very faint, but very distinct. I told you that I would find you. As you feel your arms start to tighten down towards the bench. Did I not? And it waits expectantly for a reply.
Did I hear this? Or do I see anything?
No. Nope. Not yet. Oh, don't keep me waiting.
Mother, is that you?
Who else would it be?
Well, you've never taken much of an interest in me until you tried to kill me. Why now?
Do forgive me. I've only tried to correct my mistakes.
Really? And the destruction of an entire community in the hopes of harming or possibly killing your daughter. That's a correction of a mistake?
When one is well connected and important as I am, you have to take whatever steps are necessary to maintain your status. I would hope that you would understand that being part mine.
The only part of you, and screw that, there is nothing of you in me. I am my father. I am not you.
You see, and that's where you're wrong. And you feel your arms getting like sucked down to the bench tight. And you almost feel like your chest is being pulled back towards the bench at the same time. Listen, I have tried my damnedest. And you hear like this like crackle of anger in the voice. To take care of you for so many years. And your bastard father got you away from me. But not any longer.
When
Sitting
were
on a
these
bench.
years, Mother? When?
Sometimes when you're tricky like you are, it takes time. And I have all the time in the world. And beyond. And so as you sit there on this pretty little bench in this pretty little city, I hope that your meaningless, pitiful little life has brought you some kind of happiness, some kind of fulfillment. Because you've caused me nothing but pure fucking trouble this whole time.
I have done my damnedest to stay clear of you, to share my identity, my connection to you with no one. And no, I'm not happy. You have made happiness impossible for me.
It was never my intention for you to be happy.
Oh, no.
As I said before, you were a mistake.
Well, the weakness is yours, Mother. What exactly made you have an affair with a human male so far beneath you?
My choices are not for you to know. They're not for you to understand. Because as I said before, when you're connected and you're in power like I am, there doesn't have to be a reason given. You are a secret that could topple me from my place, and I will not have that.
So leave me be. let me continue on as I have been. I will share with no one. You can pretend I never even existed. I would prefer that. I want nothing from you.
Oh, don't you worry, honey. You will have nothing from me ever. Gromgarn, roll me a perception check.
Motherfucker. Oh, that's actually not terrible.
Don't do that when I'm drinking.
15. Sorry, 15.
How far away are you, roughly? Like, how far would you, not being privy to this situation prior to, how far would Gromgarn have been from her, roughly?
Most
Just
likely
so I
no
know.
more than like 10 or 15 feet.
Okay.
Like I would
At the-
would want to be able to clear to within 5 feet without having to take multiple.
Okay. As she finishes, Priz, as she finishes that last sentence, you are fully locked against the bench. Grom, you see the bench like tilt backwards and then right itself. And all of a sudden you see this like ethereal, bluish, blackish, shade-like entity rip out from her pouch and is like towering over the top of her, probably, I don't know, like 6 or 8 feet tall. And in an instant, you watch as its right hand turns into a scythe and just jabs straight into your chest, Brazzera. And as you're looking up, all you hear is your mother's voice in your mind. You shall no longer be a thorn in my side. So enjoy your last moment here on this pretty little park bench. As the blade retracts out of your chest, dripping your blood across your lap. And as your eyes start to go dark, you just start to slowly slide into the bench. And you pass out onto the bench. Gromgarn, what do you do? And then the shadowy entity just disappears.
If the shadowy entity is gone, find familiar. I make a mouse, send the mouse to find Ty, and nudge Ty towards us, and then immediately drop to Priz and try to contain the wound as best I can.
Off it goes. Roll a medicine check for me.
$11.
As you are looking at Priz's outfit, there is a very necrotic, ugly, dark looking pattern in the clothing, kind of like burn marks almost. And you just see like dried bits of blood like attached to it. And no breathing, lifeless on the bench.
Can I first, can I Arcana or Perception or something and just see if I feel like there's still active new danger? Actually, no. I'm just going to say, hammer!
Holy fuck, that was crazy.
Right? Thoughts?
Cleric.
Oh,
Cleric.
okay.
Now.
I'm gonna
Right
pick.
now.
I'm gonna pick Prez up, and I'll start running towards towards the inn.
Okay. Rig, as you're just ho humming down the street, for whatever Rig would understand and how he would react, I'm not real sure. And you can bring some light to that. But you watch as all of this happens in front of you. And Rax is like yelling in your ear, help, help them, help them.
If I see Rig, I'll just essentially immediately shout, Prez needs help. She's bleeding. I need help.
And eventually, Noct, you'll see them running back your direction.
I'm just going to continue running until either Rig or Ty, if I find somebody that notably tells me they can help. But like, unless somebody stops me and specifically tells me they can help, I'm running until I find Ty, because Ty is the one that I know can help.
People see you in your Rig. You're muted. Yeah.
Huh. Awkward. Yeah, I ran up to the pair and I asked Rax what I need to do because I don't know how to access my healing skills.
Hold on. I would say Rax is probably about 50% able to explain to you what to do.
I mean, if we're doing this while moving, I guess.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
not going to
This is
stop.
this is incredibly chaotic.
Yeah, if you tell me that you can do something, like if Rax has told you how to do something, then I will stop and acknowledge. But until I am given additional information, I am taking prison. I am finding Ty.
Well, we can run and do this, but I will attempt to like grab onto her cloak as we're running, and Rig is going to first try to cast Bless as he channels Rax to figure out if this is helpful.
Roll a d100.
Also, for what it's worth, if you started taking action, I think I can carry enough. My short, stout little self, I probably would have like dipped down to like let you jump on a shoulder if you want while we're doing this. Like, I am not stopping, but if you want to jump on a shoulder and do whatever you're doing, you can.
We got a stout boy.
Yeah, I've gone full on. I've got a full pack mule here.
82. I'm using Bless to offset the necrotic energy. Is the logic that I am following.
Rig, as you kind of briefly close your eyes as you're kind of being jostled, being carried now, holding on to Rig with the other hand, or Rax like with a death grip. You just hear this unintelligible language being channeled into your mind. And you feel that language being translated through your body and down your arm and into Prazira's cloak, like out your body. And you watch in almost amazement to yourself as the necrotic bits start to slowly become less, for lack of a better word, shitty looking. You're not really sure what you've done, but it feels right. And it looks slightly better. It looks less like overdone steak to you, and it's, just well done now, or medium rare now.
Can I then make a medicine check on her to see if I notice any other like physical wound or anything like that?
Sure. Go ahead.
Oh boy, 8. Even though I'm good at this.
While you're looking at to see if you notice anything different, you go back to before that moment, right? Roll again.
Fun. Let's see.
Wibbly wobbly, timey wimey.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, 23.
Fuck yeah.
Rig, really the only wound is the one that penetrates through her chest and out through her back. The bleeding has stopped because, well, she's no longer living.
No longer living, you say.
I was having so much fun too.
Rig will kind of throttle Rax a little bit and be like, make
Fix.
fix life magic need some life. I'm trying to cast Revivify, but
Ooh, didn't
Can I-
know Rig had that.
Can I ask Hammer if Hammer can help Rex?
I'm just
Who?
beating with my weapon. It's fine.
Bubbles.
What the hell are you talking about?
My friend, I think he's a cleric or something. His axe is trying to teach him. He needs help. Help me help him.
We break things, we don't fix things.
We have to learn. You're the one that said that.
Things are pretty chaotic right now. I'll get back to you.
Sorry, all servers are busy. Please go later.
Speaking of time,
Useless friggin' Bubbles, man.
All right.
oh god,
Not to let this moment go by. Rig. Okay. Rax is listening. Roll another D100, please.
I don't know why I even put this shit away.
I don't know. Why do you?
How many? I've never rolled so many D100s at once. 91.
You're welcome. As you're pleading with Rax just in your hand, you hear a reply that you haven't heard before, like in a tone that you haven't heard before. And it's less demanding and less like, not condescending, because Rax is not necessarily condescending, but he's like pretty straightforward most of the time. And as much as Rig could understand like empathy or like some form of understanding, you feel that same channel of energy start to flow through your mind in that same language that you have no fucking idea what it is. And again, that energy pours down through your body and out through your arm and into Prazira. Prazira, I would like you to roll a d20 for me, please. Things are getting fun now.
It's not showing me what I rolled.
Well, I can't see what you rolled either.
It does not say on mine either.
What the heck? Refresh. Yeah, I think I'm dead.
Okay. I'll tell you what. Are you ready?
It's a heavy die.
It's metal. Prazira, as you slumped over into the bench, you watched you felt your eyes glaze over and the light seeming like it was just like retreating away from you. And it was almost like you felt yourself falling, but like endlessly, just backwards and backwards. And the light just was getting further and further and further and further away. And just before that pinpoint of light disappears, you see this ethereal, fire-covered skeletal hand reach down from that pinpoint and grab your arm and rip you back through the hole. And you take a huge breath as you feel yourself being like ragdolled as Gromgarn is running you down the street. and Rig is laying like on Gromgarn's arm, like holding Rig or Rax in one hand and holding your like arm and cloak in the other. And he's just looking at you with those big kobold eyes.
Aw.
And you are now conscious again.
Ram, stop. Ram. She's moving.
Brazera, are you with me?
I should have said Rizria.
Rivera.
Tony, how far am I? If I had dashed,
you are now like standing maybe 15 feet from the entrance, and there are people like staring at you all at this point.
I'm gonna full belt. Ty, get out here, and then I will stop and check on Priz before we get inside to the hubbub.
Prazira, you've never felt worse in your entire life.
Damn right.
You have a point of exhaustion.
Ooh.
And you have 1 hit point.
Prazira, can you hear me? Are you here?
It's like when someone gets injured or hit in the head really hard, and you like hear that bell go off in your head, and it's just like that's basically what you're hearing right now.
Okay, so with 1 hit point, I'm taking it. I'm not really able to respond that much.
You're pretty.
Yeah. You're out of it,
up.
but I would see you moving. I mean, I'm still going to be shouting for Ty until Ty gets the fuck out here.
Yelling, Ty!
Yeah.
Ty!
Like, Rig and Rex have this under control somehow for now. I don't entirely know what's going on, but I really would like to have Ty here.
So, perception-wise, I rolled a 24, so I definitely heard him, and I will have made my way out of the tavern.
Okay, Ty, as soon as you come out the door,
yeah,
you look down the steps and you see Prazira laying on the ground with everybody standing around, and she looks awful.
What happened?
Just like super. And as you're coming down the steps to go down to them, I would like you to make me a dexterity saving throw, please.
Oh boy. Dexterity saving throw. On to your butts.
Thus, the cleric falls down the stairs and passes out.
Rig!
It wasn't that bad. It was a 14.
Round 2. How much?
14.
Okay. Because of your connection with Prazira and the time that you've spent and that bond that you've started to form, when you see your now very close friend laying there on the ground like she'd been run over by a cart,
yeah,
you get this like that, you know, that feeling that just like where the pit of your stomach and your heart just drops through the floor.
Right.
As you're trying to walk down the steps, that's what hits you, and you damn near stumble and fall down the stairs trying to get to her, like falling over yourself trying to get to her.
Okay.
I think while the stumbling is happening, before you would have had a chance to say what happened, I would have probably looked up and just said, there was a spectral blade, blue smoke. I don't know what happened. It stabbed her. I think we lost her. I was on the way here. I sent Ball to find you. I think Rig possibly revivified her. I'm not entirely sure what's happened there. I need help. She's not well.
Okay. I give you Ball because he's in my hand.
Thank you.
I'm assuming just
Scurries up and sits on my shoulder.
Okay. Okay. He's awake. Sorry.
Does me and the rat are friends again?
I hope so. I'll just say she's awake right now, but I don't think she's well. Rig, I don't know what you've done, but thank you. You've done something amazing. Thank you. Ty, can you help us get her more stable?
Sure. I will medicine check this, just see what the hell is going on. Cool.
Once Ty is there, I think I'm going to keep one eye on that situation, but I'm probably going to go back into guard stance and just have my feels up for other shit.
19 on
roll perception. 19 medicine check. In the time at the temple and your training as a cleric and your healing defensive mindset and properties, you have seen people who have died.
Mhm.
You have tried to care for and take care of people who have died.
Right.
Looking at her, you can see her clothing and her. Preserve, do you wear leathers or what do you wear?
Mostly leather.
You see a gaping hole just underneath her breastline where something went straight through it. And you see the same on the back. And you see the dried blood. But as you look, through that slit, you see the skin starting to heal back over. But there's still a very deep looking scar there at this point.
Oh, wait.
And she looks like shit.
Okay. So we will immediately cast Healing Word.
Okay.
I'm going to do it at second level, so it's not a lot, but it's a little something to help hopefully kick whatever the fuck is in you out.
It's almost night, so if we can just get to the night.
Yeah.
And I didn't perceive shit. I rolled a 6. I am stressed.
There's just
I am
people,
heaving.
There's people. Oh, buddy.
My little legs are so tired.
I appreciate the effort. I really do.
Second level. Thank you. 10 points of healing just immediately pumped into you. And then I am going to, because I know it has worked in the past, because if this is familiar to what we've seen from her before, I'm going to do protection from evil and good on her.
Okay. As you cast your spell, it takes hold.
Are you
seemingly?
And then I'll are you okay? Priz?
Would you say I was conscious at this point?
I would say you're conscious enough to hold a conversation now.
Okay. Not entirely sure about that yet.
No. You're alive. That's one good thing. You died.
I felt that.
What
Why did
killed
you bring me back?
I didn't. Rig did.
Rig never used racks like that before. That's kind of new. But
Rex is a good shiny.
Rem asked and it seemed urgent. Clearly some bad stuff happening to Rivera. So
it would
have
have
to
been
try
safer for
something.
everyone if you had just let me die.
Absolutely not. Out of the question.
The tired dwarf speaks for all of us.
Yeah, sorry. Absolutely not. Out of the question.
Just
Ty, I might need help too.
Just I'm not going to use the spell slot.
I need a cardio.
He's developed bronchitis.
So I'll keep this going for 2 minutes. The protection, as usual.
Are you just going to stay out in the street, or what are you guys going to do?
I think I think we should go.
Yeah, I'm gonna Yeah, I
There's-
think if Ty didn't, I would suggest let's get to the rooms. We can sleep in watches if needed, but I think we should be in the rooms. If everybody would be okay retiring for the evening.
I will.
You were doing so well.
You were so good. And then, guys, chat happened yet again.
Not guys chat. That was Priz.
I know.
They
Guys is
offered.
just a general term here. There's
I
no
know.
gender based
I
on
know.
that.
They
We're-
offered it.
We're
Yeah.
throwing out when they ran past Noct as he was invisible, he did not turn around to follow them. Instead, he started casting ritual casting detect magic and heading the opposite direction where they came from.
Thank you. No.
I will pick up Prazira.
Would I have noticed? Sorry, Ty. Would I have noticed would I have seen that I had sprinted past Noct when he was visible, and
No.
would I have perceived that he's not there anymore? I mean, I
No.
rolled a 6
I
perception.
mean,
He's
he's
invisible.
not there.
Yeah,
He's invisible.
yeah, that's fair.
Okay. So I will pick Priz up and I'll be like, let's get inside and find Reese and eventually get all together so we can figure out what's happening. Or I will attempt to pick Priz up, but I'll be like, first, do you think you can walk on your own?
I think
Consent is
as
sexy.
long as somebody helps hold me up, I can
Got
walk.
So I'll help you to like a shoulder and keep the protection going so we can get back on to back up the steps and back into the room. Ah. So we'll go-
Yeah. So if we're going up to the room, is it worthwhile for me to try to do another Arcana check and see if I'm feeling any vibes, or am I just getting the hell out of the room? I think that's what I'm going to start calling Arcana now. Just vibes.
Sorry, go repeat that. I was sending a message.
I was just is it worthwhile for me to like check for arcane vibes on the way up to the room, or just get up to the room?
Probably nothing that you would
Yeah.
pick up on at this
Just
point.
with my 6 perception and my bronchitis. Yeah, I think I'm gonna lumber up the stairs behind them towards the room.
And Reese, you would see them coming in the door at this point while you were off trying to collect more blood money.
Yes.
He's been having a
Um,
good time.
What has Reese been doing? That's a good question.
I haven't gone that far. I've been kind of pondering some things. But he would see them now entering the door with a limp Prazira and a asthma attack having Gremgan.
Yeah, I would probably, if I saw you, I'd look over and basically say, "Walk and talk."
Yeah. He would at this point probably go over and help take a lot of the way of Pazira to ease Gremgan.
Ty's got Priz right now.
That's fine.
Oh, okay. No.
Yeah.
If that's what's happening, I'd at least try to make sure that no one's gonna fall backwards because of dead weight. Dead weight is kind of important.
Yeah.
And while he's kind of like in the little shuffle up the stairs, he would look at them and be like, I was not here for what happened. This doesn't look particularly well.
It's probably a lot to say and a lot going on, and we're gonna all find out together. Hopefully.
It's been another long night, Reese. If you can do me a favor, I don't think there's any right now, but I know that you had some familiarity with our arcane visitor.
Oh, yeah.
On the way here, if you could keep your eyes out for anything. There was an incident. Priz is okay now. We've got her. We just need to get to the room for the night and rest, and I want to make sure we're safe.
While he's kind of listening, he's double tasking. He's kind of looking at Brazera and sees like the hole in the back of in the back of her chest. And he is just looking at her disconcertingly and is just agreeing at this point. He's like, "Oh, okay. I can do what I can." I still have questions, but again, we can save them for later. The
We
hole
can
on
go-
her back is fixed, right?
That, to my knowledge, that is not
It's-
my specialty.
It's closed,
Mm-hmm.
but it's ugly.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I would also have told you, since I specifically would want you to know the magical stuff. I would have relayed there. This time it looked different. There was like a spectral blade of sorts. It was a bluish smoke. That's all I know. It felt different than what we saw the last time, but I don't know if that tells you anything.
Probably, but did you see that if it had some kind of source? If it had to come from something. Nothing just appears from nothing.
I'm getting there. It's a work in
As-
progress.
I saw the blade and I saw the attack, and that's unfortunately I don't know any more than that, friend.
Okay, I think the most important thing is to make some kind of perimeter, make sure the outsides and the insides are safe. That's the most important thing. We don't need follow-ups on whatever just happened to Brazera.
Absolutely agreed. Do you have any wards of the sort? I was expecting just to possibly sleep in watches and keep
Not
an
my
eye
forte.
on.
Not
We will
really
keep an
my
eye.
forte. Yeah. I will keep watch outside. I can hold out for the night.
Thank you.
At least. And at that point, Reese is gonna make his way downstairs and do a quick little scan of the room first, and then go out the main door, fly up to the roof, and then do another like scan.
Go ahead and perception or investigation, whichever you prefer.
Hold up, we gotta check which one's bigger.
That's what she said.
Okay.
Hey-o. Or that's what they
Hey-yo.
said. Hey-o.
I'm gonna investigate. That's 22.
Okay. You go downstairs. You see general bar patrons. You see slinging drinks and things. Although it has quieted down quite a bit from earlier. It's well into the evening at this point, or the night. Oh, excuse me. You fly up to the roof. Just some general light traffic coming down the street outside the inn, and you don't particularly see anything out of the ordinary right now.
With my 22, would I be able to had seen Nock making his way down the street?
I
Noct is
would
currently. Oh, go ahead.
as soon as detect magic casts, it would break concentration on invisibility, and I would appear. So if
Okay.
that's your call.
I would say that you probably cast it before Reese got to the roof, so you would have just been. You would see him on the street, way down the street,
Okay.
with your owl eyes.
Just a cloaked dude walking down the street.
Who? Who?
Oh no!
Who?
Oh God!
Ah.
Oh, not the Jersey barmaid.
Hey, what are you doing here?
Okay. I think Breeze is gonna just kind of be watching for a little
Okay,
bit.
sounds good. We're gonna flash over to Noct. Noct, as you incant your spell, you pop back into existence, and you slowly make your way, or quickly make your way, excuse me, over to the area of question. And you get this immediate ping on the ground underneath the bench.
Yeah, let's check that shit out.
Okay. Roll me a Arcana check.
Okay, I still have that. Cool. Uh, 27.
Okay. As you're looking at the ground, your eyes sparkling, that deep, starry night sky. You know this magic. It's not uncommon, but it is shattered. You see it in like little pin drops all over the place underneath the bench. Basically, this was a form of astral projection, but one to where you can physically interact with the plane that you're on or not on or whatever. It's not like a projection where you're like a ghost somewhere. This particular magic physically allows you to interact with. You're not like corporeal, but you can physically interact with where you are.
Right.
But what you see on the ground is those little dots. And as you look down again, it's some sort of gem dust. Or it's just scattered all over underneath this bench. And it's blue.
Okay. So I'm familiar with astral projection, right?
Oh, yes.
And I can see the residuals here.
Yes.
Can I try to look through the residuals at like the casting location?
Roll me an intelligence check at disadvantage.
I mean, that's pretty good. That's one higher. So just straight intelligence?
Yeah.
19.
Jesus.
As you kind of like wave your hand and try to gather those threads and grab onto them to ascertain the knowledge that you're looking for, you catch a connection. And just as your mind space is slipping through the cracks and finding its way back to its source, you feel yourself hit a wall with your mind and you're shoved back out. And the connection disappears. And then all of that magic that you see just disappears.
A shame. And as he says a shame under his breath, he'll let out like slightly more air as he disappears again. So Riz, if you're watching, he is now gone. Once again, as I walk back to the inn.
Okay. As you get back to the bar, Knocked, there's less people. It's quieter. They're kind of cleaning up at the end of the night. And if you go on up to the room or whatever it is that you do.
Do I see anything interesting in the inn as I'm like going on my way up?
Nothing exceptionally interesting. You see Dee hitting on some human man at the end of the bar. You see Philemon cleaning up and looks like he's got like a notepad and he's like a ledger and he's like taking notes of things behind the bar. He may be doing stock count. You have no idea.
Okay.
Nothing incredible.
I'll head back up and I'll knock on my Ty and Prezira's door. Still invisible.
You guys hear.
I would have probably immediately non-verbally signaled to Ty to just stay there with
Okay.
Priz. I get that. And then I would go grumbly and authoritatively, yes.
Hello.
Hello, friend. Open the door.
And I'll come inside.
There's nobody there.
Yeah.
Yeah. You open the door to nobody there.
Friend, I presume you're here. I know sometimes you look different than...
Are you blocking the door?
Yeah, I would...
Yeah.
Basically, I wouldn't, like... If I had opened the door and seen you, yeah, I would have pivoted. But if I opened the door and said nothing, I probably would have just stood and, like, as much as Grom is already just, like, rolling with all the weirdness that surrounded your appearance, I probably would have just, like, kind of defeated. Friend?
As
You there?
as that happens, he'll step forward and drop invisibility, and he'll just kind of appear directly in front of you.
Ah. Hello there. That's new. Step aside. Did you happen to see any of the evening's events? I'm not sure. It's been hectic. I don't know what.
I tried to pay a visit to whoever may have done the deed.
Thank you.
They were rather insistent on no visitors. And that's about all I learned, as he does that same stare that he gave to Ty earlier as he looks directly at Prezira.
Does she know that I'm still here?
She knows someone was looking. Beyond that, I can't say.
I made a mistake. I talked back to her. I've never spoken back to her before.
You'll this was astral projection, right?
My version, yes.
Okay. Give me some leeway.
The
You'll
floor
hear
is yours.
another deep sigh from Noct. And he'll reach behind and unclaps something from his neck, and he'll walk over and set it down on the bed next to you. Wear it. For astral related things, it guards you from sights. And it looks like a shell connected to a necklace, but unlike any shell you've ever seen. It doesn't have like the circular pattern that most of them have. It looks like it has strange geometry to it. And it's this like deep, like purplish blue.
What
I
does
suggest you wear it. The sooner the better.
Can someone check my bag?
I was just wondering if you still happen to have that. I will, without hesitation, go start looking in the bag.
before you do that? I've been meaning to do this for a while. Well, we'll see. How does this work? There's an aberration, celestial, elemental, fae, fiend, or undead within 30 feet of you. So this isn't as what I think it is. The tech needs
right now, there's not one.
Yeah, this isn't what I thought it was.
Yeah, I would say let's. I just want to see if the gym's in there.
Yeah.
Tony, do I need to roll for that?
1 second. Okay. What were you doing? I apologize.
I'm going to dig in Priz's bag and see if the gym's there.
Yeah, go ahead. You stick
need
your
to roll
hand
or-
in Priz's bag. You know the pocket you put it in, or you know where she keeps it. Nothing. It's gone. Gem is gone.
Basically exactly what I would have said verbally. Doesn't seem to be here anymore, Prazira. I don't know if that's for better or worse, but it's something.
Maybe she thinks I'm dead.
The best case scenario, though, anyone capable of that is more than capable of scrying. Wear the necklace.
Did you see anything when you were out searching?
I will. Have you put the necklace on, Brazera?
Yeah, put the necklace on.
Okay, sorry. Just because if you weren't going to,
I'm drunkenly and slowly putting it on. It takes a minute.
I will
yeah.
have gotten it. I'll get the class. Don't worry.
Ty's like standing on top of you. Put it on.
Yeah, I'll just move you. Like, yeah. Sorry.
Does it look lovely?
It's nice.
Just the residuals of a spell cast, and he'll blink twice at you.
It is well. I don't really know what all to say here, but if you'll allow me, I want to look further at these wounds.
Of course.
I do believe.
Rira.
Go ahead, Rick.
Rira, did you feel warm, tingly lights like Rig did?
When?
Well, you were lump in Ram's arms, and then warm, crackly light come from Rex, and
Something
feel
pulled me
weird.
back. That's all I know. I didn't feel much.
Rex. Rig think Rex pull you back.
Kind of.
Feels nice.
Ty is having a moment of like, I didn't know Rig Rack could do that. He doesn't say that out loud, but he just thinks that because he knows that, according to Garn, Rig saved Prazira. So he has he's looking and has a moment of just like kind of contemplating what all this little kobold is.
Confused.
Something like that. But I will check these wounds.
Okay. While you're checking those wounds, go ahead and make me a medicine check, Reese. As you come back in from your perch,
Guidance.
D is okay. D is at the end of the bar, still speaking to that man.
Reese is gonna kind of put on the owly charm and make his
Owly
way
Riz.
the owly riz.
Roll me owly Riz, please.
Please throw up a fucking pellet. Roll a nat 1 and just like fucking throw up a pellet. Please.
God almighty.
In my
That's a deep cut, by the way. About like 9 to 13 months ago, we were having a discussion about pellets in another game.
Just what did you want me to roll?
I will let
Owly
you
Riz.
decide what Owly Riz. Add whichever modifier you would like. Pick one. Preferably charisma, but
We'll go with charisma. I'm gonna play it out. It's not the best. I got an 11.
okay.
Could definitely be worse.
Takes you a solid 5 minutes to catch her attention. And you're doing all the owlish charm shit that you're used to using to get your way in certain situations.
Puff
Gotta
up
puff
the
out those
chest.
tail feathers.
Off
Yeah,
the chest.
spread out the wings a little bit.
She catches your attention, or you catch her attention. She finishes her conversation and slides down the bar.
Why, hello there. I didn't mean to, disturb whatever you were talking about with that gentleman or whatever.
Oh, honey, you are no bother at all. You are just so cute.
Oh no, my weakness.
I'm insulted. The accent.
I appreciate that dearly. But I would like to inquire maybe buying your services for the night.
Oh, honey, that is just so sweet of you. I'm
But he's in shit.
I'm not necessarily the one that does the things. I just help with the stuff.
Their keeper, perhaps. I would say in nicer terms.
Yeah, they're not.
You could just call me Mama.
How about ma'am?
I mean, you call me whatever you like as long as you got coin in your pocket, honey.
He kind of looks at her up and down. Does she have any kind of telling tattoos or wearing any specific like sigils, anything to mark that maybe?
Sure, roll an investigation check.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Oh, this is good. This is good. I rolled a 13 investigation plus 7, 20.
Cool. She has a very distinct tattoo right underneath her right ear. And it's just a little bitty rose petal, or like a little stem with a rose on it.
Would I know that moniker maybe to kind of some thieves?
Sure would. That is a moniker kingdom wide for Ladies of the Night.
When he says that, he's going to say, so I'm trying it out. I thought I've had some fun with Thieves Cant, but he says, Ode, Oye, he speaks Bay, Ife, Tunge, Ovye, Ifthe.
She leans in real close. Oye, due, I.
He nods his head and he kind of gingerly pulls out a few coin and slides it across to her. I'm learning Pig Latin, so forgive me.
I am not, so this will be fun.
He says, do Oye have information?
She leans in real close again, like right down to your ear. Honey, you don't gotta speak that way here. We're safe.
And he, even with his nerdy riz, he kind of leans in to her and says, with this coin, can we speak somewhere a little bit more privately, please?
Follow me.
And like a gentleman, he allows her to make the first step, and he follows suitly.
Takes you to the kitchen, takes you to the pantry, pulls a very specific can that doesn't lift off the counter or off the shelf, and a door slides open.
Neat. And
She just shrugs.
he follows her right in.
You go inside and the door closes.
Again, I greatly apologize, miss, to take up your time, but I feel as though, as someone who's witnessed a great tragedy, I feel like I have to come to these means to dip my fingers a little bit dirtier than most in my gathering and in my party.
Go on.
I'm seeking information about maybe some kind of knowledge that a normal person like I, or one of my fellow compatriots can find out about, specifically about maybe past destructions of certain temples, and who may seek that out, even if it's the most twisted grimoire or unfathomable tome. I need, and I feel like it is my duty to kind of.
She puts her hand on your chest. Listen. The only place in this city that you're going to find something like that is going to be in the Scarlet Library. Speak to Master Profane and drop my name.
What is it that I owe for this kind gesture?
She'll open her wrist, like roll her wrist over, and she'll show you an insignia, the same that is on the inside of your wrist. You don't owe me anything. Just stay safe.
He kind of gives her a shallow bow. I think this is all I've needed for now. And again, thank you for your time.
She'll nod, and the door opens.
And he'll leave and act like nothing ever happened, making his way back to Riggs' cave, and doesn't speak to anybody for the rest of the night. Kind of keeps to himself.
All right. So as you all are in your room or rooms or caves or whatever you want to call it, we're going to go to Noct for what he is waving at me for.
Yeah, just the last thing as everybody's like laying down for bed, as Ty and Prezera have both like laid down to wherever they're sleeping for the night. They'll hear the door open and close about 45 minutes after they've laid down. Noct will head down the stairs outside. He'll cast Fly on himself. He'll fly up to the roof and stare at the stars.
As you are sitting on the roof, just watching the night sky go by, the occasional meteorite.
So very far.
And your vision whites out again like it did previously. And you are laying on your back, looking up at the ceiling, or what you presume the ceiling from your position. And as your gaze falls down from the ceiling, there is a window, circular window. And as you peer through the window, you see these like holographic, kind of like a faint blue color, like tendrils, just like whipping by the window. And you think to yourself, how strange is that? I've never known that particular entity. And as soon as you get to that moment of recognition, you pop straight back out and you're just staring at the night sky.
That's where I'll leave off.
Okay. Does anybody have anything else that they would like to finish before we close the evening out?
I got the 21 medicine check to check the wounds.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. So Ty, as you are peeling back Razira's clothing to inspect, you have a small basin of water and some towels, and you're just lightly cleaning and tending as you do, and helping her into something that's not shredded, essentially. You've seen wounds from swords. You've seen wounds from, physical implementations, right? Whether they be torturistic or battle, or you've even seen searing from fireball and ice lance and all these different, magical abilities that you've, had the opportunity to treat people after battle or after whatever. You've never seen a wound quite like this. It's jagged, yet fractal. It's not linear, but beautiful, but ugly at the same time. And there is a faint, very faint discoloration in the skin down the center of the wound that doesn't appear to be healing or going away. It's kind of like a bluish, purplish kind of coloration. It's almost swirled into where you almost can't see it. It's so faint, but it's there. And in your studies and in your taking care of people, you've never run across a wound that looks like that before. And as you tend and mend, comfort, you lay your hand on it and you feel your amulet just start to warm across your chest. And you feel the warmth extend through your arm and down your hand. And as your hand is laying kind of on just above her navel, just below her bust line, that energy just gently transfers into her body. And as you wait for a moment, you feel this like seething hatred pop into your hand, almost like you could pull it up and hold it like a baseball or a rock. And as you open your hand and look at it, it's just this roiling ball of blue and black and awful. And for a moment, you swear you see a swirling face in it before it evaporates into the air. And that's where we're going to end for tonight. And as you look back down at Brazira's basically abs, that discoloration is gone. And it looks like a normal healing wound. So, Thank you all so much for joining us tonight here on episode 3 of Golden Feathers of Tiantang, When Fears Are Realized. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. We appreciate you checking out our live or the VOD, whichever. This is an amazing story with an amazing cast. We are only going to be going upward and onward from here. Cannot wait for more. I don't even know what the hell's going to happen next time. It's already a spiraling, chaotic ball of fun. So let's go ahead and do our outro and get everybody off for the evening. So we're going to start in reverse order. Noct, you are first up.
Hey, I am Dakota Orshiro. I played Noct, the thing that plays as a wizard. Good time. Catch us on Thursday, me and this fucking dork over here. This one.
This guy.
For Unveiled. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. Prazira, the not dead anymore lovely lady.
I'm not quite dead yet.
Not quite.
No, I'm
Feeling quite
I'm
fine,
just
really.
She got better.
I think I'm going for a walk.
Oh, I love you guys.
Okay, if we can stop Monty Pythoning for just a minute. No, I'm Jess. I play Prazira. You can again find my very boring socials, Thrift Store Horror 22. Thank you all for coming out. Thank you, Ty, Riggs, and Noct, and everybody else for not letting me die. And I'm so glad to be friends with the mouse again.
All right. Thank you so much. Amador.
I don't do social media, so I have nothing to plug. But what I can say is everyone did a fantastic job today. Great job. Great job, Tony. Check out our other shows. Everyone here is super duper talented. Everyone that does these shows is super duper talented. And yeah.
All right. Excellent. And we think cleric possibly confused awesome Cobalt?
Hi, I'm Brave and also Rig, and I am very tired and past my bedtime, but I learned how to heal today. So maybe there's some cleric in there after all.
There just might be. And Bull.
Hi, I'm Bull. I got little legs, possibly asthma, but Briz not dead, so that's good. That's all I got. That was fun.
Fantastic. Love it. Last but not least, Damon.
Everyone, it's Damon, aka DMA Gamer on DMA Gamer 79 on TikTok and X/Twitter. I'm gonna call it Twitter. I'm playing
Fair.
Ty in this game, Golden Feather Tiantang, and I am also in Gaia Chronicles with the Vibe Tribe. If you want to catch me on those, I'll see you there. Have fun, y'all.
All right. And again, I am DM Needs More Dragons or Leo Fed and Dragons, depending on which era you know me from. You can find me on the Clock app as this thing down here. If you'd like to follow me, go right ahead. Thank you so much again for joining us tonight, and we will catch you in 2 weeks. That's 2 weeks from today on Tuesday at 8:30 Central, or we hope as close to 8:30 Central as possible. And as always, be kind, love one another, and have an amazing rest of your week. See ya.
Thank you so much for tuning in to another Vibe Tribe production. What's going to happen next time? Well, you're going to have to tune in to find out. But until then, remember, take care of yourself, love one another, and as always, make sure that you keep the good times rolling. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you next time.